Twiggy is back, for those who've been missing her.
On the most comfortable chair,
She's on a very plushy chair in her bag, but she's not looking very comfortable. What if I move you there so you can see me? Sit. Good
Lucky
girl.
I didn't bring Jackson.
It would have been mayhem, mate. Absolute chaos. Okay, let's give this a go. Hello one and all, and welcome to Behind the Glass. I'm your host, Sam, from the YouTube channel Seen Through Glass.
And I'm Tony from Gravelwood Car Sales.
Yes, you are. Each week we get together, we talk about cars, motorsport, F1, what else? Cars? We talk about cars. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on youtube.com/Behind the Glass. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. And Tony, if people want to support this podcast, what should they do?
Watch it.
No. But also head to Patreon. You can support us on patreon.com/Behind the Glass. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Now, today's episode is going to be a little bit different. We have actually done something similar before, but not for a while. We're going to be maybe we're going to be reviewing YouTuber car collections.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. but UK ones or world?
No, global.
Oh, global.
Well, I say global. It's probably going to be Europe and US. So apologies already to Chinese automotive YouTubers, Indian automotive YouTubers, and Twiggy, who's just moved away from her very comfortable plush leather chair onto my lap. Twiggy, was that a bit needy of you? I think it was. By the way, if you're listening to this podcast and you're not watching it, you're missing the adorable shots of Twiggy being needy and sitting on my lap. So after you listen, why not head over to the YouTube channel
and watch it again?
And if you do, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future episodes of Twiggy also being cute. Is that where you're going to stay for the rest of the show? Okay, fine. So basically, a long time ago, we did something similar of rating YouTubers' rides. I wanted to bring this back because firstly, it was a popular and a successful format, but also, as is the way with automotive YouTubers, many people have changed the cars that they have and collections have grown, and I thought it would be more fun to talk about collections as a whole rather than individual cars. Could get us into some trouble, mainly because of the things that you say.
Probably.
I would like to support my community and say all car YouTuber collections are fantastic. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be a bit of a journey of discovery for both of us because I'll be honest, whilst some of these YouTubers are my friends or some that I've filmed with or know well, some of them I know less well and some of their content I watch less regularly. So I don't even know a lot of the cars that some of my contemporaries own. But luckily we've got some help. We've had some help from Rishi Sawla. Rishi, am I pronouncing your surname correctly? I hope I am. Sawla. Anyway, a self-declared automotive car YouTuber, a mega fan.
I am absolutely in the dark because apart from you and Paul, I don't know anyone's collection, mate. I barely know yours and Paul's.
I was saying, you can't call mine a collection, firstly, and Paul doesn't own a car. At time of recording, whatever he says on the internet, he doesn't own a car.
But he hasn't got a car.
That's easy enough for you to remember.
Yeah.
Now, I'm fully aware that this might be a little niche in the sense where some of you who maybe don't watch that much online content might be like, oh, that sounds a bit boring, but bear with us because some of the cars that car YouTubers around the world own, it's frankly mad. And this might also help you discover other automotive car YouTube channels that you might want to go and check out.
Do you know what's coming?
I was sort of going to say, I compiled the list of YouTubers I wanted to know what they owned.
Right.
So I said to Rishi, these are the YouTubers. What are their cars? Because I just don't know.
I hope he's not lied to you.
Well, he might have. Oh, yeah, actually, to be fair, if Rishi's a little out of date, because he might be as well, the rate at which some YouTubers change their cars, let us know in the comment section below. And of course, let us know if there's YouTubers we've missed off this list. Now, Twiggy's actually being a little bit annoying. Basically, if you don't know, Twiggy's been at my parents about the last month and a half.
That long?
Yeah, because, well, firstly, let's get really boring. She was in season, which was a bore in around London. So she went down to my parents just for a couple of weeks.
Just leave her in the garden.
Basically. But you can't. You have to watch her in case male dogs sniff around and somehow find their way into that garden. And then we were moving house and there was Christmas and we were away, blah, blah. So she's literally been... Yeah, my parents were about a month and a half, and she's incredibly needy today. But
how old is she now?
Nearly 2.
So why have you not having her neutered or doctored?
We can't decide if we want to or not.
Right, okay.
Probably will, but anyway, it's suddenly become a dog podcast channel. If you want to know about the best breeds, so let's get into it. Car YouTuber collections.
Right.
Now, we're going to kick off with a man who a lot of people love, and I have to admit, I've been watching more of his recent content, Adam LZ. Now, this man has quite a few cars.
I see.
We're going to make our way through it, but I want to kickstart with the one that, well, I've been watching the content on quite a lot recently, which is a 992 GT3.
Good start.
Wait, in ultraviolet.
992 GT3.
It's a PTS GT3. I'm trying to bring up a picture for Tony because I know he wouldn't have seen it, but I have. There it is. Boom. Look at that, mate. It's the old 991.1 GT3 RS colour.
Yeah.
It's super nice, actually. And he traded in an RS for this 992 GT3. And I think it's super, super nice. PTS colours are really popular in the US. For
yeah,
Porsches.
of course.
More readily available as well. But look at that.
Nice,
it's
mate.
nice, isn't it? With the yellow calipers and stuff. I don't think he spec'd it from factory. I think it was a cancelled order. But
who cares?
Beautiful thing. Manual. Hello. Cheeky. He traded a PDK Visac 3RS for a manual 992.
Oh, he's lost the plot. Oh, no.
I think he might admit the same way. I think he was worried about the same thing. But I'm hoping, and we're going to stay tuned and watch the content, I think he's going to love this thing. He'd never driven a manual Porsche before he collected this.
Oh, wow. I can't. I mean, thumbs up with the car.
Well, thumbs up for the colour, huh?
A thumbs up for the colour as well, yeah. It's lovely ultraviolet, but...
Should have got PDK.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if he agrees. Anyway, not the only car in his collection. Now, the man is bit into his JDM stuff and also his drifting.
American.
So it's all a bit modified. Yes, American.
He's American bloke.
So I'm going to list off some of this stuff, of which, Tony, you can tell me more about because I know they're cars that you're really into. Nissan R34 GTR.
R34. Okay. It's worth a few quid, that car.
Well, I think most of its collection's worth a few quid.
Okay.
A heavily modified Nissan 350Z. Now, let me see if I can...
Drift car?
I'm sure it could drift. I don't know if it's a drifting special. Let me see if I can find a photo because I saw one picture of it in his garage and it was so insane, as most of his stuff is. I was like, I don't even know what's going on there.
And they're like so out there, aren't they, American YouTubers?
Well, they just love the modifying scene.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because there's just naturally more of an appetite in America for modifying things.
I think it's a culture, mate. I think they modify like normal cars. You know what I mean? Because they don't want them to be standard.
Yeah, okay, here you go. There's a picture of...
No.
I mean...
You can't get a bonnet on there.
What even is that? I don't think that's not a standard engine, surely.
No.
Like, what's he's putting, like a V12 in it?
Can it be a standard engine? It's hanging out of it.
I'm going to have to send that exact picture to Ben, our editor, so he knows which one to overlay. I mean, look at this thing.
That is...
I mean...
Yeah, it's a drag car. That is a joke.
UK, that's not... that is just...
That is a joke, mate.
But they're so into it. And like all of his cars, so if we keep going, Nissan Silver S15, Mark V Supra, a Ford F350, that's a truck, R32 GTR, Evo 4, E22 M3, 240ZX, Ford Mustang, and even Rishi's put etc. because I think he's lost track. I'm pretty sure he's got a Tommy Mackinnon edition Evo as well.
So he, apart from the GT3, they're all crap.
Oh, that's so aggressive. They're not necessarily to our taste, apart from there he goes, there's the TME.
That's lovely. That is
so
And
good.
I only like that because that was around and not a lot of money when I was younger.
You know, now, in the UK, people are asking over 100 grand for TMEs.
I know a lovely one that was having PPF. It's done like 13,000 miles. What's the Mayfair PPF? Elite.
Oh, Elite Detailer.
Yeah.
EDP.
So he had a...
Gertch.
Very nice man, Gertch.
Oh, the nicest man in the world.
Very nice man. Yeah. He had a really, really low mileage one. It was like 140 grand.
Yeah, people have gone nuts. No joke. I started
like
talking
a Concourse
about these about 3 years ago when they were 25 grand.
Yeah.
I should have bought one. And what was I thinking? Yeah. But very cool. And
you started the trend, did you?
Yes, thank you. Yeah. That's the credit I was trying to get.
That's what you're trying to get to.
Took you a while to get it out, but thank you. So yeah, everything else, it's not really our kind of stuff. So
absolutely no chance. I wouldn't even get in half of it.
Look at this thing.
No way.
But he's pro drifting in that. That's not. But you know what? what I like is he doesn't hold back. Like, he's making the cars personal to him. He's highly modifying them, which, as we say, oh my God, what is this? He's got a Mustang on fire. Okay, well, Ben, you're going to have to find all these images that we're talking about. But I would say, firstly, I really like his content.
I really like his Porsche.
I really like his Porsche content. Everything else a bit over our heads, but that says more about us than it says about him. Are we going to give people a score out of 10, or are we going to wait until the end and then?
Oh no, let's wait till the end.
Okay, because I was going to say that would be very hard to do.
Because at the moment, that's like
don't say it.
5 out of 10.
I think you've.
And it would be 1 if it weren't for the
I thought you were going to say like a 2. Adam, you're not going to watch this, Adam, because he's like got 50 million subscribers.
Has he?
Oh yeah,
oh,
he's
it's
like
10.
Huge, because we want some love. But I think he's a cool guy. I love his Porsche love. I love what he said about the Porsche community. Everything else. Feel free to invite me out to your house and tell me about everything else, because I need to learn. Tony doesn't care.
Yeah, please don't invite me.
I want to understand what you've created. Now, coming on to still to this day one of my favorite YouTubers ever on YouTube and as an individual, James TheStradman. I've spoken to you about him before.
Yeah. I actually know who he is.
Okay, yeah. Top lad.
Yeah. I've never met him, but I know of him. I know who he is.
Genuinely one of the nicest human beings on the line.
Yeah.
Is building the most insane house at the moment. That's an interesting series to follow. But we have to talk about his cars, because he actually is now, I think, building a pretty incredible collection. I have lost track of what is included in it, even though I watch pretty much all his content. But to recap, thanks to Rishi once again, we've got Bugatti Veyron with that insane bespoke exhaust from, anyway, mad exhaust. I think he's trying to sell it. I think he's always trying to sell it. Anyway,
the exhaust?
No, the car.
Oh.
911 Safari. What Safari does the Stradman have?
That is really good.
You like that?
Yes.
An actual old 911 Safari, not the new 992 one.
No.
You were taking the piss. I just didn't come down quickly enough today. So apparently, I totally missed.
He's got an Urus.
Oh, he's got a lot of things. So yeah. So okay, let me keep running through it. So yeah, 911 Safari, Ford Ranger Raptor, Jeep Rubicon 6x6, which he's converted to have 6 wheels. Six. Yeah.
Raptor's cool.
Okay, but the Ranger Raptor's cool.
Yeah.
458 Spider Liberty Walk.
Not interested.
Corvette C8 Liberty
Not
Walk.
interested.
Aventador Coupe.
Not interested.
Aventador Roadster Liberty Walk.
Not interested.
Murcielago 40th Anniversary Manual.
Absolutely would rather walk.
Gallardo Manual, which I think he's trying to twin turbo or has twin turboed.
Would rather crawl.
Lamborghini Urus.
Love it.
Lamborghini Countach.
No.
I think the Supra he sold. And GTR, I think he sold. Oh no, GTR 1400 wheel horsepower GTR.
35, R35.
Yeah. R35, 1400 wheel horsepower GTR. So yeah, I had lost track a little bit. I thought I was more across what he had. You've got to look at this Liberty Walk event store though. Hold on a sec.
Do I have to?
Look at that, mate. Pink. Look at that.
No.
Look at that. What is going on there?
No.
I mean, insanity. And then there's Veyron. Look at the colour of it. Hold on. Boom.
The car, yes. The colour, no. So the Veyron and the Urus
is what you take.
He's probably not done the Urus justice, has he? Probably larried that up as well, was he?
No, he's just put a nice wrap on it, actually. I have to say, the Urus he hasn't done anything too crazy for. Maybe he's got plans.
Liberty Walk, by the sounds of things.
We find out. Oh, that's a video now. Yeah, probably Liberty. God, a Liberty Walk Urus would be insane. But for me, I always think of James, even though his name is the Stradman, and therefore, why don't you have a challenge to Dali? Stradman. He's the Lambo guy. In my head, I'm like him and Paul Wallace should just basically get married and have Lambo babies. But look at that. I mean, Aventador Coupe, Aventador
Who would carry
Roadster,
out of them two?
Murcielago. Who would carry
the baby out of them two?
Paul. But yeah, I mean, as I say, I love James's content. I love him as a human being. And I think what I really love about his cars is whilst a lot of his content is about his own cars, his own collection, I feel like he buys the cars he wants. It's something that we're going to talk about as we move through this list of the sort of comparison of YouTube cars, as in cars bought for views or with the desire to get views, and then people who've just got cars because that's the cars they want. And
fair enough.
And I get the feeling sometimes with James's collection that they're just things that he wants. I'm sure there's more thought into it because he's a very clever businessman, but I like his collection. You think it's only the Veyron in the US? What about you? Like the Ranger Raptor? I felt like he sold that, but you like the Ranger Raptor?
Yeah, that's all right.
It can't be. It must be an F-150 Raptor. I can't believe it's a Ranger Raptor. I think that's wrong. I think he's got the F-150 Raptor.
Yeah.
You like...
No.
No, you don't know. Okay, moving on.
So he's probably 4 or 5 out of 10 as well.
No. Just the Veyron alone makes him look like an 8.
No.
Hey, mate, it's a Veyron. When did you own a Veyron last?
No.
Anyway, very cool, James. I love what you do. Moving on to another completely other end of the YouTube stratosphere, but a similar number of subscribers. Doug DeMuro. Do you know about Doug?
No idea.
You know about Doug, the guy who does the walks? He goes, we're going to talk through the features, the quirks.
No.
And
No idea.
Mate, I'm going to put you onto Doug DeMuro. It's actually it's like super interesting content.
Okay.
He does like 25 minutes just talking through all the details and the features. It's really cool.
American
again, yeah. We're sticking with Americans for now.
Okay.
So, we did talk about Doug, I think, last time we did this style of podcast, and I'm not sure he's added anything, but we got the Ford GT, the 2005 version. I mean, super cool, right?
Cool, yeah.
One of the cars that I really think is overlooked a lot of the time, but it's going up in value. Toyota Land Cruiser, an old G-Wagon 2-door. I think he's got an Audi RS2.
An RS2. That takes me back.
I'm pretty sure. Because you know, what's the US age to import a car? Is it 20
25 years,
25
I think, yeah.
The minute it ticked over, he got an RS2.
Yeah.
Which I think, there you go, it's very cool.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're like to drive. Did you ever drive one back in the day?
I can't remember, mate. Probably. I can't remember.
A friend of mine who I drove his 2 green GT3s in Monaco at the end of last year, he had an RS2 when I filmed with it. We had lunch in Geneva and he came up with RS2.
Madness.
I think they're actually, I mean, it's got loads of Porsche bits on it.
Yeah.
All these Porsche badged bits on it. Kind of quirky, kind of rare. They go for half decent money, but not stupid money. But I wonder like what it's actually like, because it is still a 25-year-old Audi. Like, you know, it's not going to be revolutionary, I don't think.
It will be all right though.
But I think it'll be good.
It'll be all right, yeah.
But at 50 grand, it's not going to be, it's going to be too much. 50 grand.
50 grand?
That's how much they go for, mate.
Well, why are you saying that's not too much? That's not ludicrous. That is a joke. 50 grand for a 25-year-old Audi.
I'm going to search.
Are you joking? It wouldn't have been that new.
No, it wouldn't. But it's desirable because they didn't make that many of them, and it's got Porsche bits on it and car and classic. Let's have a little look. I'm not going to go on Auto Trader for this.
Oh my God! What is happening to the world?
Well, people are realizing that modern classics are where it's at.
So they get a bill.
I wonder what a bill would be like.
You found out before.
Yeah. Let's not go into that. Somebody asked me because I was at that
Somebody
event,
asked you?
Because I was at that event in Austria, which was heavily Porsche. Oh, what happened to your 996? I was like, I wish I kept it, but it just cost me quite a bit of money.
I wish I'd bought a new one.
Yeah. Just go and buy a 992. Having said that, though, do you follow Henry's Car Barn on Instagram?
No.
Got a brand new Turbo S.
Has he?
Pooped itself continuously. Twice. Major pooped fault. Like, had to get a tow truck twice.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure it can happen, but it's rare that it does happen. I mean, that's the first time I've heard of it. I mean, what do you mean it's pooped itself?
Just pooped itself?
What engine, or is it an electrical problem?
Everything.
No, it's not.
I don't know.
It couldn't have done that twice.
There's an RS2 up for 80 grand.
That is a joke. How many miles?
80 grand, 50,000 miles.
That is ludicrous.
But then there's another one here for 25 and apparently from a dealer. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, it does make
there's
loads
another
of
one
sense.
At 65 grand in Belgium, 50 grand in Belgium, 46 grand in Belgium, 46 grand in the Netherlands, 54 grand in Belgium, 80 grand in the UK, 54 grand in Germany.
Yeah, but these are all left and right hand drive cars. Always the right hand drive cars will command more money.
So what's this cheap one? Because I might buy it. RS2, 148,000 miles.
Yeah.
So hey, why not? Okay, we're going completely off topic again. Did you see the...
What else has he got?
No. Sorry, Doug. 2 seconds. Did you see that 911 Turbo 991.1 maybe coming up at Bonhams, which had done 240,000 miles, or I think 240,000 miles.
And then you literally in your previous sentence said, "If you said 992 Turbo, it's no good." And in the previous model, there's one with 200,000 miles on it. What are you saying about yourself?
I'm going to find it. Here we go. Most likely the highest mileage Turbo S in the world.
It's green.
2016. It's green, mate. So that's a 0.2, isn't it? That's 991.2.
0.2, yeah. Where's that
Turbo S Coupe from Holland originally? 333,000 kilometers. Originally 175 grand. Their estimate is 60 to 80,000 euros. I'm going to put a bid in. I'm just going to put a bid like a 40 grand bid. Why not? What a thing.
And what if you win it?
You're going to pay.
It's 200,000 miles.
Yes, mate. What?
Yeah.
Come on. And wait till you see the interior. Hold on.
It's brown.
Look at that with buckets. Red leather with buckets.
Green with red.
Yeah, that is disgusting.
That is disgusting.
I would wrap the outside silver.
That is
GT
a dot
silver.
2 though.
GT silver with those seats, that interior. I mean, that's at 40 or 50 grand. That's a car. Because they're built like brick houses. Nothing's going to go wrong.
Well, you just told me a 992 turbo pooed itself twice.
Yeah, good point. Oh, but mate, look at this thing. Oh, I'm putting in a bid. Bonhams, there you go. Bit of a free marketing for you.
What other cars has Doug got?
Yes. Sorry, Doug. Not that I think you're watching, but sorry, Doug fans. Got a Defender.
New shape one.
New shape one.
Not interested.
Are you over it? You've become more negative about Defenders than I've been.
Because they're not as good as all the other cars Land Rover make.
Did you watch the Harry's Garage one on the commercial, the hardtop he had on this farm?
No, I do really like Harry's. I love how he comes across, and I do watch some of his stuff, but no, I don't regularly watch.
We'll fill on that when we get to his collection. Okay, bringing it back to the Brits, and of course the OG, the man, the myth, the legend, Shmee 150. Now, even I talk to Tim fairly regularly. No idea what's in this
idea.
So let's list them off, and anything we don't know we'll bring up.
You still got the Senna?
Oh wait, what are we rating Doug's collection?
Well, I don't know. You didn't read them off.
Ford GT, Toyota Land Cruiser, Mercedes G-Wagon, Audi RS2, Land Rover Defender. He's big into his
SUV stuff. Yeah. I'm trying to think what I'd have out of all them
I'd
cars.
have a 7. I mean, a Ford GT, an RS2, and then a couple of SUV type things. That's a good collection.
I would probably have out of that collection one car, the Ford GT.
Yeah, it's so good, that Ford GT.
Yeah, and not even, I wouldn't even really want to drive it because it probably drives like a pig. And it's not very good on...
Have you not driven one?
No, never.
It drives like a Mustang. It's the most comfortable, easy to drive thing in the entire world. It's a cruiser.
Yeah.
It's so nice, mate. It's super soft. Gear changes is almost too loose. It's like an Abarth. Yeah. It's so nice to drive.
Yeah, so I'd have one of them then.
Yeah. Beautiful.
6 out of 10.
Yeah. 7 and a half.
Well, if you only have one out of these collection, it can't...
I'd have an RS2 as well, and I'd have I'd have the Defender. The G-Wagon 2-door convertible is pretty cool.
What engine's it got?
I don't know. Who cares?
Diesel.
Please. Anyway, as we said, Shmee 150, McLaren Senna, McLaren 675 LT Spider, Ford GT, Aston Martin GT8, Aston Martin Vantage Roadster, Renault Clio, Toyota GR Yaris, BMW M3 Competition, Ford Focus RS, Porsche Taycan Turbo, Lamborghini Huracan STO, Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series, Mercedes-AMG GTR Roadster, Mercedes SLS Black Series, Mercedes C63 Black Series, Mercedes G63, Ford Mustang Shelby GT500, Zenvo TSRS thing incoming, Lotus Emira incoming, SF90 incoming. So we've said there's some incoming bits there because that's what Rishi's put, but we know some of that stuff's going as well. I think he's put a video saying some stuff sold. I actually didn't know that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 or 18. Tim, how do you sleep at night? And what do you do with all those cars?
And fundamentally, he's the same as you, mate. He likes a pile of shit and all. I mean, there's a couple in there.
Hold on a second. I mean, well, we'll come back to that. Isn't that more cars than you've got in stock at the minute?
No, it's not.
That's my attempt.
And the one big difference between me and Tim is that I make money on my stock, he loses.
He'll be texting us after that.
He'll be fuming, yeah.
Okay, so come on. Out of that collection, what are you having?
The Black Series, the AMG Black Series.
Which one?
The new one.
The AMG GT Black Series.
Yeah, the AMG GT Black Series. The STO, for sure.
Sure.
Rick, keep reading. Tell me.
Senna, LT Spider, Ford GT.
The 675, if I had to, as in it's the only McLaren I would buy because I do think it's quite cool, that car.
Agreed. But I have the coupe, not the Spider.
Okay. I probably would have the Spider, but okay.
Just so you can feel the wind in your hair.
Yeah.
I'd have the Taycan Turbo.
If I had to, again, if I had to go electric, yes, I think it's the best electric car out there.
For sure. I followed a I mean, not only were there loads at the GP Ice race, but I followed a Taycan Cross Turismo on the motorway for a bit on the Autobahn.
My mate's just ordered one of them.
Mate. I literally, I pulled over the petrol station. I started looking on Auto Trader.
Really?
Problem is 200 and whatever mile range, 260 miles range.
It's a problem, mate. It's a great car, but
great car
and loads of money and all. Be 1.5, be 150 grand.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
So Shmee, I think still.
What else you got?
Wow.
The G wagon. I'd probably have the G wagon. Anything else there?
Well, there's F90 incoming.
Probably not.
No, I think he's selling the M3 and stuff. Would you have the Ford GT? I wouldn't have a Ford GT.
No.
The older one, I would have.
No.
I'd have Doug's over Shmee.
I'd have 2 Ferraris for the money one of them is.
I mean, I think Tim still kills it in terms of YouTube car collection. I as I say, I struggle with like 3 cars. I don't know how he even begins. Like, I know how he begins. He hires a whole crew and they've got the Schmuseum and he has people. It's just mad. Like, he's just absolutely mad.
He loves it.
Good on him. He loves it.
He loves it.
And fair play. And and as you say, like,
living the dream. Yeah,
interesting car.
None of the Astons, none of the McLarens.
No, I'm not sure I'd have either of his Astons either.
Apart from the 675, I'd have none of the Astons. I mean, that GT8 thing.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd have in his collection if I'm honest. But you know, I don't think he'd have any of my cars.
Has he got a CLK black?
No, I think that's on his target. Isn't it?
I'd have one of them.
I think he wants them all.
Yeah, I'd have one of them.
I think that's the one to have, isn't it?
What about the C63 black? He's got one of them.
Yeah,
that's a good. I'd have one of them. That's a nice car.
That's the one I wouldn't have.
Really?
I never gelled with that car. It's
very aggressive, very bumpy.
Yeah. I don't know, not for me.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. VehicleVirgins, Parker. Paul's spending a lot of time with him whilst he's out in LA at the moment. Parker, I'd also lost a little bit of track with him, but he's got the 600 LT Coupe and the Model S Plaid, which is the insane fast Tesla.
Oh, yeah. Paul sent me a video about that.
Doing 0 to 60 in 1.6 seconds.
Not interested.
Couldn't care less.
Couldn't care less.
Did you see that one of it on track and then it just had brake fail after like 1 lap?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. What else he got? 600
LT Coupe, which he ordered from new, highly spec'd, purple, roof scoop, like, and I think he did some mods to it and stuff like that.
Done his conkers on that.
He did, oh, mate. All of the conkers.
All of them. All of them. 2, hopefully.
Yeah. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, it was a cool thing. And I remember we went to the launch together in Hungary and he was speccing his car still as we were at the launch. And that was a pretty exciting moment. And he was so pumped for it. And I was so jealous of him ordering a car like that from McLaren and going to it was brilliant. But as we know, it's turned out that car, well, still probably a brilliant car for him. But
it still is a good car when it works. Yeah. But I think the 600 LT, I think it's been all right for McLaren, that car. I've not heard some of the real disaster stories like some of them. I know quite a lot of people that had them on that stupid, insanely cheap PCP thing.
$1,000 in and no, $5,000 in and
whatever it was, yeah. And I've never really seen too many problems with them. Mate.
No, I think of all of the ones that did all right.
I think it was all right. Yeah,
we didn't rate Tim's out of 10.
Well, just for the sheer volume, and there are a few cars in there that I would say I'd go 8.
I was going to say 8.
I'd say 8.
I think 8 because as I say, sheer volume, some big hitters, some interesting stuff. The reason I'm not rating it higher is that the cars themselves don't interest me personally that much.
Yeah,
but as a YouTube, actually, I'm going to say 9. As a YouTuber car collection, like. It's pretty up there. There's only one guy later on that I think is going to beat that.
No, I mean there's quite a lot of cars I wouldn't have in his collection, but there are a few that I would have. Okay.
And Parker, I'm sorry, bro. I'm going to give you like a 4.
4?
Yeah,
1?
McLaren and a Tesla. I don't know. That's just a disaster.
He obviously lights fires.
Now because Rishi didn't, I didn't ask Rishi to bring up this guy's list. I'm going to search it myself because I don't want to forget. Manny Koshbin. Do you know about Manny?
I know of him, yes.
Okay, so...
He's a real estate man.
He is now a YouTuber.
Oh, right. Really?
And he has a very big YouTube channel and an insane collection of cars.
Hermes.
It does like Hermes.
Yeah.
Has ridiculous cars. So I'm just trying to see if I can bring up... here's an article from... let's go back from September 2021. So let's use that. It may be a little bit out of date. So of course, as always, let us know. But I think if I'm giving Shmee an 8 or a 9, it's Koshbin in terms of what he's got is probably going to get.
In terms of value, he's going to be right up there, isn't he? In terms of full stop.
Are we ready about this?
Go on.
So Bugatti Chiron Hermes Edition. Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport. Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport Vitesse.
Yeah.
Ford GT. Pagani Huayra Hermes Edition. Rolls-Royce Dawn. Rolls-Royce Ghost. Carbon Black McLaren P1. McLaren Senna. McLaren Speedtail. Porsche 935. Mercedes SLS AMG. And 13 Mercedes SLR AMG McLaren. He's collected the McLaren. Like, what is that about?
Well,
actually, does he have 13 or did he get 13 together?
He's literally just single-handedly trying to push the market price up.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to do.
Okay, so maybe I've got that wrong. Maybe it's not 13 in total. He did some video where he had loads of them.
He's had 13,
maybe something like that. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, an outrageous. Now that's a very LA collection. Like that's all insane hypercars, like worth millions and millions and millions, and it's a big showy collection.
Yeah.
But in terms of a YouTube channel, hence not only is he an interesting character, but a way to generate views, that's hard to beat. Even as Shmee, that's hard to beat.
I know this sounds really stupid, but there's no Ferraris in that collection.
True.
Firstly.
Might be a reason for that.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe they don't like him, or maybe he don't like them. Some of them cars are just wide of the mark for me. I'd probably have Shmee's collection over his. If for cars, not value, obviously, in terms of value, but
don't forget we're reviewing YouTuber car collections.
Yeah.
So you've got to slightly put that hat on that as a YouTuber car collection. As I said, that's fairly hard to beat in terms of the value, the rarity, the intrigue and the interest. What's it like to daily drive a Chiron Hermes Edition?
Yeah, but I don't think that's, again, that collection, I don't think that's really fair to compare it to Shmee either, because he hasn't got that collection through because of YouTube.
No.
Arguably, Shmee has, you know? No, but you know,
the only reason I'm smirking is you've now just lit up the comment section with people going, Shmee didn't. Now we know, and he's been on this podcast, and we know him well enough to know how hard he works and how he generates his income and how he pays for those cars.
Yeah.
And go back and check out that episode if you want to find out more.
Yeah.
But by saying something like that, I just saw the comment section going,
No.
Oh my God.
But if there's an original injection, then injection of cash, no problem, whatever, and that's his business. But that Koshbin bloke, whatever his name is, that money has not come from, he literally does, I actually, no disrespect to him, I actually don't understand why he does YouTube. Why is it, why is he doing it, mate? Is he just doing it to show off?
I don't know.
What in what relevance is? I mean, he's obviously a very successful guy.
He must enjoy it.
Yeah, that must be the only reason why, because it can't be financial reasons, surely. Because
no, of course it's
exactly.
Not.
So it must be literally enjoyment, because there's no way.
No, sorry, I'm talking over you, but
you're not.
I think also because what I hope this is true. I think he's a guy who wants to share his collection with the world,
and that's fair enough.
You know, long before he started a YouTube channel, he's always been a very open collector, allowing people in to view the collection, to take cars to shows, and it's a bit like a few Instagram accounts with people who share their cars but not their faces. You know, it's about sharing the passion, and that I really applaud.
That's fair enough.
You know, you're right. What's the incentive there? You know, what's he getting out of it? But if it's what I hope of, you know, I've got this cool collection, I've got these cool cars, I've worked very hard to get them, now let's share what that's like bravo, and like it's, yeah, they're not, okay, would I have that collection? No. I mean, mine would just be, I'd be Ferrari collector David Lee, that would be my collection, but yeah, I think...
Is he still around?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's still got big Ferrari collection?
I think he does sometimes listen to the podcast.
So I would 100% have David's collection over this collection. 1,000,000%.
David's new acquisitions this year are going to be
Ferrari.
Oh yes, right. Just you wait. Found out about them at Saudi when I bumped.
Really?
Them. Yeah. Oh, so good. Anyway, so look, we had to talk about Manny Koshbin. You're right in the sense where how does it quite fit? He was an incredible collector, then started a YouTube channel, but he is now in part a YouTuber, and it's a collection we had to touch on. As I say, I'm going to put it up there at like a 9.5 or a 10 if I'm putting Shmee at a 9.
Yeah, I'm going to go the same as Shmi. I'm going to go 8 for that collection.
I mean, our scoring makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense, but it does to me because I don't think. I mean, it is for him, but that's not a realistic collection.
Sure, fine. It's more like a museum.
For sure.
Okay, so DDE, Daily Driven Exotics, Damon. Again,
no idea.
No, but we did talk about him a bit, or talked about them a bit when we did this episode previously, or similar episode previously. I think he has changed up his collection quite a bit. Some interesting cars in here. Again, big into his modifying. Do you remember we talked about the Huracan where he chopped off it was a Spider, we'd got rid of the windscreen, so he made it in an Aperta.
Ah.
That's the one.
Ah, is that him?
Yeah.
Like like an SP car, that sort of thing.
Well, like a Monza.
Like a Monza, that's it.
Or an Elva, and he made a Huracan version. So he's got a gated Murcielago, is the big LP. I think it's an LP 640 gated. Maybe it's a Murcielago. Anyway, manual. Carrera GT, Dodge Viper, 675 LT, 720S GTI called it because he highly modified it, and I actually really like that. Aventador SVJ, F12 twin turbo, Huracan. Maybe that's the twin turbo, maybe that's the same thing as the Aperta, and a 488 GT3 conversion. So without the mods, manual Murcielago, as I said, I'm pretty sure it's a 640.
No.
Carrera GT.
No.
Dodge Viper.
No.
675 LT.
Yes.
720S.
No.
Aventador SVJ.
Yes.
F12.
No.
Huracan Spider, let's call it.
No.
488.
488 if it was a normal one, but it's a
GT3 car conversion.
Yeah, no.
I actually love all of those.
Do you really?
This is, for me, one of the more desirable collections out there.
Fair enough.
If I went in the direction of American style content and I had all the money, I wouldn't be too far off this kind of route just with a few more Ferraris in there. It's just wacky. It's cool.
Yeah.
He mods them in a sort of mad way. They look the bomb. He drives them the tits off them. Like,
okay, I like him then.
Yeah. It's, he's a bit of a controversial character online, but I like Damon, and he was very nice to me when I met him. And
okay,
I think I'm going to give him an 8 as well.
So am I then. Okay, because if he drives them like lunatics, that's good enough for me.
Almost too much of a lunatic.
Yeah.
Now TJ Hunt. TJ, unfortunately, I don't watch a lot of TJ's content. I follow him more closely on Instagram than I do online, so I lose track a little bit of his cars as well. He is big into the modified scene. Like big into the modified scene. Japanese, but also
another American guy.
He's got a Huracan twin turbo. They're going to call it a GT3 conversion. It is. I got to bring up a picture of it.
Paul Wallace will be all over that.
All over it. The spec, I think, is amazing. TJ Hunt. I should watch more TJ Hunt content, but it's very American, I think. Look at this. Look at this. He's big into his Fast and Furious. Look at this car, mate. What even is that? I don't know what's going on. Let's find a picture. That's a weird video. He's got crazy like deep dish wheels on it. It's got the biggest wing I've ever seen in my life.
And that's got a couple of turbochargers.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I found a picture of it earlier with the whole rear end taken off and stuff like that. But I mean, everything he's got is a bit mad. So just keep going.
It's weird that people do that to Huracans because they're a car and they either supercharge them or turbocharge them.
Yeah, but this is very American.
Oh my God!
Look at that. I don't really get it. I don't really get it, but it's a super American thing to do.
Paul Wallace would absolutely. Oh my God, he would be all over that car.
So what else has TJ got? Super Mark 4, Super Mark 5, RX-7, two RX-7s I think, wide body Corvette C8, Subaru BRZ, 2 of them, maybe the new one, so the GR86 thing. I think Nissan 370Z drift car, Porsche Macan, F-150 truck, and an older BRZ. So I mean,
none of them. Yeah, I wouldn't have one.
No, this is not for me. This is very Jamie FYD as a collection and something that some people are going to be really into. A lot of it is going over my head. I don't even
know what half it is.
No, but I would like to know, and I'd like to experience some of it. So I guess a bit like Adam, like TJ, if you want to invite me out, I'm just trying to look for some collaboration opportunities, and show me what these cars are all about and what I've been missing. Because heck, you've done some cool stuff to them. But just over my head.
Yeah, me.
I'm uneducated.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm uneducated.
Yeah, but it's same. It's wasted on me, that is.
Exactly. Now, Mr. Marchettino.
Who's this?
Marco from Italy. You know Marchettino?
No.
Oh, top lad. Proper.
Has he got some nice cars?
OG YouTuber. Yes, he's got some very nice cars because...
Nice Italian stuff?
He has a 355. Holla! I'm pretty sure it's a GTS is 355. And I think it's manual. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. At Fiorano, what a shot.
He is pretty cool.
I mean, that's pretty cool. As an Italian, to have...
One of the best sounding V8s that is. That is a lot. I mean, it doesn't go anywhere, but...
Obviously, the generation before...
What other cars has he got? Slow down.
He's got GR Yaris. No, I'm reminding myself.
Oh.
He forever had this Abarth. It's like highly... That was his thing. That was like the car of his channel, was this highly modified Abarth. But I think now he's just got the 355 and the Yaris. I don't think he's got anything else. Or maybe he does still have the Abarth. Problem is he waiting for the GR Yaris to arrive. No, so I think he swapped the Abarth for the Yaris. So I think it's a Yaris and a 355 GTS.
Okay.
Lovely. Great. Good on him. My kind of collection.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm not going to rate that, though.
No.
I don't really have anything to say, just like, well done.
I don't know what car James, MrJWW, has these days. I have a better idea of Schmees, but even then I wasn't that familiar. So thank you, Rishi. I'm still not sure you've got this quite right, but we're going to go with McLaren Senna, 720S project car, which I do think I remember seeing him reveal, a 992 GT3, a 991.2 GT3. Does he still have the Turbo S, or did he swap that in for the... Maybe he swapped that for the GT3. A 997 GT3 RS 4 litre. Then he's put the Koenigsegg Gemera, which... Do you still have yours on order?
I'll let James have it.
Yeah, go James. I mean, if anyone gets that car. Anyway, we'll find out. But let me look on his Instagram. I think we've missed some stuff. I get a bit... There was a big... Does it? No, he wanted a 1M again, didn't he? Maybe that's it. But I feel like there were more cars there. What happened to his... He had a family McCann, didn't he?
I have no idea, mate.
He's out in the UAE at the minute. Anyway, I mean... Again, a bit like Tim, there's not many things there that I want apart from the GT3, the 992 one.
Correct. That's the only car I'd have.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, well, let us know. James, I feel like we're missing... Oh, what happened to his Yaris? He had the Yaris. He had the Project Yaris, didn't he? What? I don't know what happened to that.
No.
He's always doing so much stuff. Oh, there we go. There's a photo. What's he got in this photo? Senna, GT3, 4 litre and a 720S. Maybe that is it. Oh, God. No, he's got that weird VW thing.
The 4 litres quite cool.
4 litres pretty cool, but I still have the 992 instead.
Me too, yeah.
It's going to be better, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like it's got... Oh, that Praga race car. I get confused. Maybe that's his personal collection versus the bunker. I don't know. But, I mean, hey, money, so I could give you like a 7 because that's cash. I mean, there's some high-value cars there, but... I don't know, I'm not that... But back in the day, I was always like, oh my God, I wanted James. He had the TDF and the LT, and I was like, oh, what? Sorry, James, but I find it less desirable.
Lost touch.
Yeah, but fundamentally impressive. Now, this, maybe you're going to disagree with, I actually think is one of the most desirable collections online.
It's got any Ferraris in it?
It's TGEs.
Go on.
It's Tom's.
Tell me. No, if he's got nice cars, he's got nice cars.
That's what I mean. Testarossa Monospecchio, I think it's very nice. No, it's very nice.
And absolutely no chance, but okay. If you like it, good.
I think he's still got the F12. Yeah, come on.
F12's all right. Yeah.
Carrera GT, we know you don't like.
No chance.
I think it's impressive to have it in collection. His Turbo S cab, which I think he spec'd very well.
Right, love
really
that.
Nice. 996, I guess he's still got that blue 4S one.
No, not interested.
Porsche 912.
No.
1974 Targa.
No.
997.2 GT3 RS. Lovely. Super nice. White one. No, that's super nice.
Yeah, well, it might be super nice, but I don't want one.
Fair.
I'd rather a modern one.
Okay. E93 M3.
No.
No, all right. SLS AMG. Nice.
Yeah, that's a cool car. Yeah.
And Range Rover Vogue.
Well, I mean, I drive one of them every day, so I can't really go in on that one. That one's all right as well.
Now, Tom, I think you won't be offended with me saying that it does tend to swap the cars quite often, and often cars will come and go before we even know about them. So again, I'm not entirely sure if all of them are quite right in the garage at the minute, but I think they all are. And yeah, for me, that is nearly as desirable as it gets. Like 2 Ferraris, about 16 Porsches. I'd get rid of some of the... I wouldn't have the 912 in the Targa, but I'd have the Carrera GT. I mean, I would have a lot of that garage.
It's weird how he's gone...
As a modern classic garage.
It's weird how he's gone down the modern classic route because he was always new. So
hopefully he had the same awakening that we've both had, which is
maybe he's done his bollocks on a load of new cars and he thinks, sod that, I'm not doing that anymore. Maybe, I don't know.
By the way, I've just told you that you have had an awakening to like modern classics, and you totally agreed with me.
Oh, I don't. What modern classics do I like?
I don't
Absolutely
know,
none.
Maybe he's had the awakening we've had, and you went, yeah, maybe.
No, no, we're just buying loads of new cars. I mean, it's just a complete waste of money.
It is a waste of money. So no, hey, for me, that's a very desirable collection. So,
well, I like the Turbo S.
Yeah, you do like the Turbo S. Fair enough.
That's about it.
And you'd have the F12. You'd have the F12. Don't lie. And you'd have.
No, I'd have an 812 over an F12.
I'm putting that as a 9.5 on a personal level. I don't think it's a very YouTube-friendly collection because they're all a bit niche, and I know that from modern classics and classic cars. It's hard to get the big views, but
I'd have the SLS as well.
Yeah.
So there's the F12. I wouldn't have because you can have an 812 now, and I'd much rather a 812 than an F12.
Fine.
But if someone put a gun to my head, then yeah, I'd have one. But otherwise, cars that I'd actually pick from them two, from that list, is the SLS and the Turbo S. That's it.
Okay. Are you giving him a score?
Not really.
Oh, all right. VinWiki. Ed, lovely Ed. Murcielago, this is the Murcielago man. 2 manuals, coupe and a convertible. 430 Scud and a CL55 AMG. But hold on a sec, because I thought Ed was selling a lot of his stuff to try and buy something big. I've spoken to you about him before. He does the sit-down stories, and it has a great website in the US. Which
American,
yeah. But he hasn't. They do this amazing series called Car Trek.
There's a Porsche there.
Yeah, but that's on actual the VinWiki. Look at Ed's personal site page even. Yeah, look, this is why Ed sold all of his cars. So that's what I thought he's been selling a lot of his cars. But also they do this Car Trek series, which is brilliant, where him and Tavares and Hoovies Garage, they go out and they buy really quirky crap, like, the cheapest Ferraris they can find. And
it's where you get inspiration from.
Literally. I don't know if he keeps any of it, so maybe... Oh, Ed, I'm really sorry. I need to catch up on exactly what is actually in the garage, but I was fairly sure that you'd sold a lot of stuff.
Well, we failed.
We failed massively, but fundamentally, I'm going to just think of you as the Murcielago man. Yeah. And just because of you and who you are, I like your collection, and I'm going to give you a solid 7. I was going to give you an 8, but
I don't really know what to say. So I don't really know what you got.
Yeah, nor do we. I
mean, if you've got a Murcielago, it's 1.
Yeah. I think he sold the Scud. Anyway, well, it is what it is.
He's got a Scud.
I drove his Scud, but I feel like he sold it.
Oh, well, he's immediately gone up in my
like
estimations. If he's got or did have a Scud,
he did have a Scud. It was super nice. But why do I feel like he sold it? And he got a cheap Gallardo. And the Car Trek series has thrown me off, Ed. I've got confused by what you have.
What else is there then?
Anyway, moving on.
That's great. That Scud as well. It's nice.
Lovely.
Nice and
great. Hoovies Garage. Right, you ready for this? Bit of a list, this one.
Big list.
Bit. SLS AMG.
SLS. Yeah, I like them. Yeah.
Lamborghini Countach.
No.
Lamborghini Diablo.
No.
1966 Ford Mustang.
Ford
Mustang GT500.
Oh.
Plymouth Superbird.
Old one.
Yeah. Audi R8.
New one.
Well, not the new one. Ferrari 355 Spider. Aston Martin DB9. Aston Martin DB7. Murcielago Roadster. Corvette C3. Bentley Arnage. Ferrari 456. So, can I just explain a little bit before? Because his whole thing is buying like awful cars and trying to repair them. Like he buys like the cheapest this, the highest mileage that, the overlooked, and like that's his whole content.
That's a challenge, that boy.
Literally. He's a genius.
I mean, he's buying stuff from the factory that weren't that good.
He's buying disasters.
They weren't good
the kind of cars that you go, wow, you can get a... let me look at an example. You can get a DB9 for 15 grand.
Oh my God.
Goes, yes, please. So when I filmed in Dubai at Tamini Classics, one of the only classic car dealerships in Dubai, we was chatting about 456 and blah, blah. And they were saying this story saying, we had this car came in and actually it was a bit of a disaster and we didn't quite understand the history as much as we should have and blah, blah. And we were like, who on earth? How are we going to get rid of this car? Who are we going to sell it to? Hoovies. And it went off to Hoovies Garage.
Really?
Yeah. It was literally that much a piece of crap, but it's the kind of stuff he likes. And I'll carry on quickly because he loops into Tavares quite quickly because these are the 3 guys that do the Car Trek series. Tavares is a different ilk where he'll basically buy write-offs, like crash damaged cars, and rebuild them. So he rebuilt a
He's bought a few cars off Paul.
Yeah. Paul, supercars alone for him. Bought a 675 LT crash damage, like basically written off LT, and he's rebuilt it.
Yeah.
So yeah, 675 LT rebuild, Lamborghini Gallardo, Murcielago from Fast and Furious, Toyota Supra Mark IV, Aston Martin DBS, Mercedes S600 Maybach, Aston Martin DB7. Oh no, sorry. I think it's the S65 AMG he's got. I'm getting confused now. 355. Where are you, Freddie? Let's have a look at what's on your page. But I mean, this is not a collection that either of us would ever go near because they're all rebuilt crash damaged cars. But I mean, good on him. What an amazingly interesting channel, and something that I think only he could do. I mean, like that's the LT that he rebuilt.
And what does he do with them after? Does he sell them, or
I don't know.
Is he keeping them, or
I think some of them he's kept and drives around. I don't know if he's tried to sell some of them. Like, it's just kind of like a part of his channel and his story, I suppose.
Or at least he's telling a story.
He's telling a great story, and it's hands-on.
Beautiful.
Like,
Yeah.
so there you go. He's got sort of a much older S600 and then the S65. There you go. My S600 is done and ready for sale.
Oh, he's selling.
So he rebuilds some stuff and sells it.
Lovely. Well done.
Very nice guy. So both of those guys, you know, bit of a quirky collection. Definitely those are YouTube collections, I think. I think a lot of those cars are bought for content creating
Fair enough.
opportunities.
Yeah, lovely.
But they're great channels and great guys, so we've got to give them a thumbs up. And then finally, to wrap things up, and I'm sure there's many channels we've missed and skipped over, and as I say, let us know in the comment section below. Good old Harry's Garage.
Yeah.
Harry Metcalf.
Good old Harry,
legend.
Well, he's one of the. I don't watch a lot of YouTube, but for YouTubers, I really like watching him. You know,
I think any true petrol, anyone who's probably into cars, not just into entertainment, Harry's Garage is probably the ultimate car channel, wouldn't you say? Like, if you want to watch a vlogger, or if you want to watch travel or whatever, sure. But if you just want to watch cars, proper solid car content, then watch Harry Garage. So I'm just trying to find his most recent collection, because here Rishi's put Countach, Project 7, Project 8, Elan Sprint. The F40's not his, for example. He's got the Merc SL, Testarossa, but he's got loads more. So I'm just trying to find a most recent picture, or because he's putting
got a lot of Land Rovers, Harry, isn't he?
Well, he's been big into his Range Rovers for a long time.
Yeah.
And he's, as I say, he's been running a hard top Defender. See, look, he's got this Jag that he's been putting through the restoration, hasn't he? The XJC V12, which has been going through a lot of restorations recently. Oh yeah, he bought that weird 930 turbo slant nose. It's a Turbo S. It's one of the rarest Porsche turbo models ever.
Yeah.
That was super cool. Looked a bit like a slant nose, but it's not a slant nose. I mean, he's got almost too many cars to keep up with. What was the Defender hardtop we would have spoken about? Project 8, of course. Project 7, Project 8. I'm going to be all over. He's got that Rolls Royce. What's that? I don't even know which one that is.
No idea.
Would you actually like his collection?
No.
Oh, yeah, the Fulvia, the Zagato, Lancia Zagato, right?
Not to own. I can appreciate lots of the cars. And as I said, I like him, as in I like the way he comes across. But no.
I think what is great about him, and what is great about his collection, is it's his collection.
Yeah.
So the only thing I was going to say to you when you were slightly slagging off poor Manny Koshbin is Harry's not entirely different here. This is not a YouTuber car collection. You know, he had these cars before he started his channel, and this is a collection which he's definitely bought for himself.
Fair.
And I don't think, hey, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think he buys cars with any thought towards content. I think he buys cars
because he wants them, yeah,
and makes content on them, and that's what makes his channel so fantastic for us petrol heads.
Yeah.
So I would have to give him the same critique that you did for Manny Koshbin. Can you really classify this as a YouTuber car collection?
Well, why is it on the list then?
Because you
put them both. You put them on the list.
No, but I do. But I'm throwing your own words back at you.
But then, no. But then I haven't really rated it. Then have I? Anyway, I already said I don't really rate it. I mean, we could have that argument about Shmee because everyone talks about how he started his collection.
Yeah, but they're wrong.
But at least Shmee, for instance, Shmee 150 is his life and his channel. So Harry is obviously does this because he likes doing YouTube, right?
Yeah.
He and he hasn't made his money from YouTube. So from that respect, yeah, I'll probably put him in the same category as Manny. What's his name?
Koshbin.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, as I say, as a channel, brilliant. I don't always. Some of the cars are too niche for me or too specific for me.
But each to their own, isn't it? Like,
that's the whole thing.
You know, I'm sure them two lads, if they were here, they would be flabbergasted with some of the cars that we like. They'd go, "Oh my god, what is the matter with you?" You know what I mean? So
I think
all about opinions.
In retrospective, anyway, to summarise, for me, actually, the greatest collections are the collections that the people, the YouTuber, basically loves the most. I'm all here for someone's passion about their car rather than necessarily to see the Manny Koshbin, Chiron, whatever it might be. So I'm far quicker watching Adam LZ collect his 992 GT3 or TheStradman go on an adventure in X, Y, or Z or whatever it might be, or Doug doing a Defender cross-country journey than I would be to watch Manny drive a Hermes edition, whatever, something. So for me, yeah, I think it's more about not looking at content cars, but personal cars. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and actually,
that's what I want to see.
Actually, all these guys have got one thing in common, right? Every single one of them. They all put their cars on YouTube. You all have a choice whether to, if you don't like their collection or you don't like their content, don't watch it.
Yeah,
you have a choice. They're putting something out there. If you don't like the collection or you don't like them or you don't like the cars, don't watch it.
Okay, so you've summarised much better. I might edit out my summary because you said what I was trying to say, but you said it far more eloquently, which is surprising. But yes, what we've shown there is that there is a full breadth of the petrolhead community on YouTube. Whatever you're into,
from top
you can
to bottom,
find the channel.
Yeah.
Whatever you're into, you can find the channel. And yes, well done, Tony. God, you're getting good at this podcasting thing. Anyway, I've actually quite enjoyed that.
Me too.
Having a look, starting
Let's
to see
do it
what's going
again.
on. We will in
next week,
3 months' time when all the cars have changed. Hopefully you guys have found it interesting too. If you have, make sure to leave a comment and give this video a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. It helps other people discover the podcast. You can, of course, listen to the podcast. Maybe you already are listening to the podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, etc. If you want to follow Tony, he's at Tony Grovelwood Car Sales on most social media platforms. I'm at Seen Through Glass on most social media platforms. And one additional plug for our Patreon page. It's always the best way to get in touch with Tony and I directly. If you have a question for us, if you want to discuss further something that we've discussed here on the podcast, or if you want to suggest topics for further weeks, always head over and check out that Patreon page. I promise you it's far better than sending us DMs on Instagram or trying to call Tony at work or sending us emails, which fundamentally is sometimes inappropriate or useless. Patreon is always where we're checking to get back to you, to interact with you. So we're not forcing you to sign up, but we're suggesting that you do. So that's what you do there. Anyway, we'll catch up with you next week. Bye-bye.
See y'all.